Good morning. I've had technical difficulties with my uh, computer, so I'm on my iPad now. And what I wanted to talk to you about this morning was light, God's light, God's light shining in our lives, and our shining God's light into our lives, into other lives. That's pretty important, I think, in this particular time we're in. We're in a time of change in many ways, but we're about to go into daylight savings time on Sunday, and the days are getting shorter. The light that we see is getting less, shorter. I normally walk or have been walking somewhere between 6:30 and a quarter of 7. Um, and I have lately not been getting up until 6:30 because it's so dark. And when and it won't be next week, it will be much easier. But um, we kind of have this thing. We're also in a period of, I think, it feels like darkness um, with the pandemic and the things we've given up. Um, that makes sometimes difficult for us to feel that there is light in our lives or that we can light up other people's lives. But Aristotle said, it is during our darkest moments that we must focus on the light. And Debbie Ford said, to live in the light of a new day and an unimaginable and unpredictable future, you must become fully present to a deeper truth. Not a truth from your head, but your heart. Not a truth from your ego, but a truth from your higher source. To live in the light of a new day. That's what we must do. And that's what we're called upon to do. Um, we kind of get into the point that I think that it's been easy for lots of things to accumulate, for us to feel buried in darkness and dark thoughts. We've got this election coming. Um, we have friends who are on both sides of the coin politically, and it may be difficult. Um, but but that's not what we're about. We're about being centers of light, centers of light that we can show, and centers of light that God gives us. And this is something that I want you to keep in mind. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown into flames by another human being. Each of us owes deepest thanks to those who have rekindled this light. And that's kind of what we're doing for each other in this time by communicating and letting people know we care and picking up the phone to call them or to put them in prayer and meditation. It is really, really important that we do that. So this morning I want to read you a little bit of the email prayer that I put up and added a little bit to it. Let my positive energies make the now an effortless place and let go of past thoughts or future concerns. Let my soul be untethered. It is only the now that matters. The illuminating light of spirit frees me from limitations of time and moves me into the eternal now, communicating with the infinite present that is within and all around. I shine the light of God. I let my light energy work in whatever ways it is needed, including in prayer and meditation. Let this energy permeate to those whom I hold dear, or others who may be going through trials or issues in their lives, and make them feel fear, stress, confusion, or loneliness. Surround them with love and light, and show them the way. For all those in the world who need prayer and hope, I send a prayer and light energy that they may find you and bask in your love regardless of circumstances. I'm sure we all know people who are struggling right now. Um, I was thinking of my daughter-in-law this morning. She's a therapist, and she just sent me an article about the number of people who are depressed as opposed to 2 years ago. They've done a study. She is suffering what is called compassion fatigue because she hears everybody's stories. So I immediately thought about sending her light and sending her prayers. And I feel the same way. I mean, we get bad news and things make us sad. We need light and we need to bask in that light. So, for all of you who don't feel the light right now, maybe we can change that. So, what I'd like to do is have you just breathe in, close your eyes, and let's do a couple of deep breaths. I am noticing that as I sit here, I am being bathed in light from the sunshine from my window. That is a perfect thing right now. What I want you to do is picture yourself in a meadow. Not necessarily a meadow with green. I'm thinking of a meadow that is drying up because of the time of the year it is. But you're out in the middle of this meadow, and it's a cloudy day. Yet, while you're standing in this meadow looking around, there comes a sunspot. It's a big ray of light directly upon you. God's light is upon you and surrounding you. Feel this light. Feel this light energy all around you, bathing you in God's light and God's love. It's permeating your every part of your being. It's lighting up your head. It's going down. It's going through your body. It's coming down to the bottom of your feet. And it's going out your arms. And it's coming out your hands. And you put your hands out and up a little bit. And you take in that light. And you surround yourself in God's light. And now I want you to think about what you would give to God's light. What is bothering you now personally. And I want you to take your hands and make them into a circle to surround whatever that issue or concern or worry. And just surround it with your hands that are full of light. They are just penetrating whatever it is with God's light. God's light is making something heavy lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. You no longer have to carry this. It is so light. You can consider it, but it doesn't fill you with darkness. Now I want you to take a friend or a family member that you know that has been having issues or suffering, and I want you to take those same arms and make a circle and put them inside that circle. And I want you to shine that light. Just shine it, shine it, shine it all around. Surround them and bathe them in light. And watch them getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And now, I would like you to take our country and put your arms around it. For all of what's going on now and everything we're experiencing, I would like you to surround it with light. Surround it with your light, knowing that if we all do this, it will get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. This too shall pass. Now let's put our arms around the entire world. Everything that's going on in it. COVID, climate change, unrest, whatever it is. And let's surround that in the light. And let it get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And to know that if we do this together, if we shine God's light, we are the light of the world, and changes will occur. Okay, I want you to open your arms again and breathe. And I want you to feel that light in that meadow, just permeating your entire being all over again. Just feel that warmth. Feel that warmth. And know that whenever you need it, you can go back into this meadow and you can get that light all over again. A woman named Edith Wharton said, there are two ways of spreading light. You can either be the candle, or you can be the mirror that reflects it. Think about which one you feel like being now. And if that changes, then be the other one. You always are a source of light. God's light is upon all of us. We just have to tap into it. So let's breathe in and out and come back to the now. I have some affirmations that are pretty easy. We've done this in church before, especially after a couple of good songs from Ron that have to do with light. I am God's light. I am God's light. I am God's light. You are God's light. You are God's light. You are God's light. We are God's light. We are God's light. We are God's light. Think about that today. Bask in the knowledge that you are God's light, and God's light surrounds all of us. We may forget it, but it doesn't go away. It's always there for us to tap into it and to have the faith that God's light will prevail. Have a wonderful